Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's special in a way to me because my father wasn't born in this country. He came from Austria-Hungary, and it was an interesting story because his father came here first and settled in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and usually what immigrants did in those days is if there was a group of immigrants came over and settled in a particular place from a particular village over in Austria-Hungary, then usually other people, friends, neighbors, immigrated too, and that's what my grandfather did. He came over, and there was a big group of people from the village that he was, and so in Johnstown, so that's why he settled there. And he was trained as a brewmaster, and so Johnstown was a steel town. So finding somebody to brew beer was not a problem. So he got a job right away brewing beer, and so he did that 2 years before he sent for his wife and 3 kids. So he had enough money to do that. So they got on a train in Austria-Hungary, went to the border of France, got on the George Washington, and were down in Steering. And then when they got to New York, they went through Ellis Island, and then they put them on a train. And my grandmother told me that what they did was, because the people at Ellis Island didn't understand all these languages of all these people come, but they knew the documents said they had to go to Johnstown. So what they did was they pinned a big sign said Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and then they put them on a train so that the conductor knew that when they got to Johnstown that these people were supposed to get off the train. And then my grandfather met him at the train, and so my father was 8 when he came over, and his sisters were a little older, and so yeah, my grandmother. I just can't believe my grandmother with 3 young kids just makes that trek, because. Freedom, in Austria-Hungary, they had a lord who had a certain portion of the land, and they all worked for him. And so whatever freedom you got is what he decided you were going to have. So when they came to this country, it was just, it was just so wonderful. So yeah, and then my father never went past 8th grade because he needed to go to work to help the family, and he started carrying water to the workers at Bethlehem Steel. And one guy took him aside and asked him if he wanted to learn how to weld, and he taught my dad how to weld, and then my dad became a welder and did that for 45 years for Bethlehem Steel before he retired. I always said, and my dad never went past 8th grade, but he had common sense, and he was a really smart person. Sometimes I would tell him that even with a college education and graduate school, that sometimes he was really smarter than me. And I was fortunate because he saw the dream and experienced the dream, that because he didn't go to school, he made sure that he paid for my way through college and seminary. And so yeah, that meant so much to me, that here's somebody who's an immigrant can come in this country, be very successful, and then see his kids grow up and be successful too. Because at that time it was always, you you want your kids to be more successful than you are. You know, now today that's not the case, because sometimes you reach a level of success and then it's hard to go above that. But because my grandfather decided to come here is why I'm here. Otherwise, I'd have probably still been in Europe if that's the case to be.